Welcome to Module 8. So in this module, we're going to begin delving into more depth into behaviorism. And behaviorism is based on the concept of operant conditioning, which is that we learn behavior based on what comes after it. In other words, behavior that's rewarded is likely to be repeated. Behavior that is punished is not as likely to be repeated. And so behaviorism is an approach to changing children's behaviors that uses rewards and consequences. One important thing to remember is that behaviorism will not always work. As we talked about earlier this semester, if the behavior is coming from something like pain, if the behavior is coming out because the child lacks the necessary skills, simply rewarding and punishing the child is unlikely to change that behavior. And so, another way of looking at that is that the behavior has to be truly within the child's control for rewards and consequences to work. The other thing that's important to remember is that rewards and consequences are in the eye of the beholder. So consider the high school student who skips class because they don't like going to school. So they take the bus and then they walk off campus and walk to McDonald's, spend the day at McDonald's, hang out with their friends, then walk back to school, get on the bus and go home. And they get suspended for skipping school. Now, the school intends that suspension as a punishment to stop the behavior. The student is probably going to see that suspension as a reward because, hey, I didn't want to go to school. And guess what? Now I don't have to go to school. So, what is a reward or what's a punishment is specific to that individual. Does the individual find that reward reinforcing? Did you know not every child likes stickers? Some kids could care less about stickers. If you're giving me a sticker and I don't like stickers, it's not a reinforcer because I couldn't care less. Some kids like high fives. Some kids don't like to be touched. And so if you give a high five to somebody who doesn't like to be touched, it's going to be a punisher. And so, as you're thinking about reinforcers and punishers, make sure you're really looking at that individual child. What does that child or adult find reinforcing? And what do they dislike or find punishing?